Hello friends, thanks for joining the channel. In this occasion we are going to create the first application on Appsheet. It's a really simple application, but I'm trying to explain just the process. Okay, so the first thing that you need here is data. Where do you get the data of your application or the database? So you have many options. If you go to the website of Appsheet, you can create from native way Appsheet database. You can use spreadsheets using Google Sheets or Excel. Also, you can use advanced database as Amazon Web Services, Oracle, SQL, and also other providers. So the idea in this case is using Gmail. Why? Because Google Sheet is free. You don't need a license like in Excel, and you can edit online the Google Sheet file in an easy way. So if you don't have your Gmail account, create a new one. Otherwise, when you have it, go to Google Drive. On there, you are going to create the files. I'm going to create a folder called Project One, and inside Project One, I'll create a new Google Sheet. So click here, new spreadsheet. Let's wait to open, and I'm going to add a new title, Simple App, and in here we are going. So here is the first recommendation. We always need one ID. This ID will identify each row of my sheet. For example, if I put an item and let's say water and again water, but in a new column we add a description. For example, the first water is a gallon of water and the second water is a liter of water. Okay, so we have two waters and we are going to try to find the water. He can find the two, but I want to identify only one. Which one is the one that I'm looking for? So the idea is to have an identifier for each row. So in this case, the recommendation is always add an ID for each sheet. In this case, ID product. And in there, for now, okay, let's change the name, product. And in this case, I'm going to change one, two, three, whatever. There's an advanced options where AppSheet can create this ID in auto mode, but for now, the exercise is doing in this way, just to try to understand the process. So I meet them. Let's add some devices. So cars. Let's add some cars. Let's add some trucks, some bus. And let's change this for quantity. And let's say on cars we have two cars, three and four buses. And just for reference to see how is imported the field, let's go date. Okay, I add the date. I just add some other dates in here. So this is our data in a Google Sheet file called Simple App in a sheet called Product. We only have one sheet. So let's go to My Apps in AppSheet and let's go click on Create. Let's select for now App and start with existing data. How is the app name? Let's call it Simple App. The category, let's select inventory. This is just informational, but the name is required. Oh, okay, so we open with a Gmail account. Let's go to the folder we previously create and Simple App. And here start doing the process. So let's wait for a while. Okay, it finished. He created in an auto mode a view. So let's customize our app. So uh, the app sheet loads our data and he relates the type that we have on the Google Sheet. For example, item, he selects test, quantity as a number, and date also as a date. If for some reason doesn't the type is not correct, you can change it. The key is the ID unique of my row. Okay. For example, in this case, uh, the uh, the ID one of the sheet product is cars, right? It could be another data, but always my ID one will be cars. Okay. So we have our data is being loaded and our view. How is view on the application? You don't have to have your phone connected or something. You can view right here. You can see here as a mobile, as a tablet, or as a desktop. He opens a link and we can see how will be displayed. So I'm going to leave it on mobile, and this is the key. So I want this key, but the label I want to be the item, right? So in this case, I'm going to change it. Previously was one on cars, but now when I change it, the label, now the label is cars, okay? But the ID product will be the same, right? It's only that the label shown is cars and the quantity one, trucks two, and bus three. Formula, and if we need to make any formula, we'll see this in other videos. If we click here, click on add, I can click on ID product, item name, the quantity, and the date. For example, if I click on item individually, I can edit the data and edit the quantity. If I don't want to change the information or another one to use, or if not required, we can change these values. For example, I don't want the date to be displayed. I click here and I can see that it removes it from the view. On initial value, he suggests that the initial value for the date, it will be today. For example, if I want to add a new one, in date appears today's date. Okay, we can change after that. Okay, the display name. So our columns are called in this way on the Google Sheet, but we can change it, those names here. So I can add on the field date. Let's call it on the display name. Let's add just best day. He validates that. It takes a second. It's valid. So click on save and click on save on the application. So let's see the change. So we're going to click on add a new one, and we can see that is best date now. You can see a thing here, an asterisk. This means that is required. So in this case, let me see, the item of the item is not required. That's the reason it doesn't include the asterisk. The description, just a small description and some other fields. If I want that this field could be searched by other tables or other reference, I can click here. If I want to be able to scan, if our cell phone have NFC, we can use this, or if this personal information. So I can click here and he can protect more the data. Okay, this is our first app. The next thing that we need to check is to change the visualization. So if I don't like it, I can click here on the section views. If we go to legacy, it's called UX. So let's go click on views. In this, we have three navigations. The primary is at the bottom of the application. The menu navigation is when you click here, it will appear here on this section, and the reference view, it will be hide, but you can call this from another instance. If you click on a button, you can click a chart that is hide on this section, on this reference view. So in this way, we can have many reference view hide, but we can call them just clicking on at that button. If we want to move this, let's go and move from primary to menu, and it disappears from here. Let's save it and click on the menu, and look, it's here on product. Now let's move it to reference view. Let's click on save, and it's not appearing here. Let's go to the menu as it's not in here. As I mentioned, it's hidden. This information that you can see here is because you still have the application loaded, so it's on cache. Let's go move the application again to primary. Okay. Now, what options do I have to see my data? So let's increase the size here, and let's change the name. For example, it was product. Let's call it best product. Okay. And the name changed automatically. Obviously, is from the data product, and this is the type views we have. Deck, the table. You can see it's similar in a Google Sheet. Gallery, there are some kind of buttons. I use this one for creating the dashboard. On details, in this presentation, you can pass one by one. Map, I can show you this because I don't have coordinates. Chart, neither I have here, but in other videos I will show you that. Or in this section dashboard is when we use the two types of views. We can have two views, and we can reference those views here on this dashboard. Or form if we want to go directly to create the items. Onboarding and on card, it shows you some different options. For example, this can be used for create some menus. We will see later. Let's put this for now table or deck. What's your best view? What do you prefer? We'll see in another videos advanced configuration about colors presentation, but in general, this was the process to create the first application in Appsheet. So the process was simple. You need some data. You just go click here, create new application, and he will import the data. Verify the data, the type that is according to your information, your data. You can play with the different options, the different views. On the next video, we will see some more advanced features to create uh, other things for manipulate this data. Thank you very much. See you next video.